everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is Fear Street Part 2, 1978. This movie picks up right where 1994 leaves off, and Dina and Josh are trying to figure out how they're going to save Sam. And they end up going to see Berman's house, and she is the only person that they know that has survived the attack of Sarah Fear. They get to see Berman's house, and basically she's like, fine, I'll help you guys. And it gets into her backstory and what happened to her. And this all takes place at Camp Nightwing in 1978. And her and her sister were there at Camp Nightwing, and basically she was killed and then brought back to life, and we see the events and how they unfold, and that's where I'm going to leave the synopsis. So let's talk about how this movie relates to 1994. Obviously we have our beginning where we have our main cast. The beginning of this movie revolves a little bit around the 1994 plot and how it affects what is going to happen in this movie. That's kind of like if this were an anthology movie, this is the 1994 part is like the wraparound. And so we basically really only have a brief period where we have that 1994 characters, and we go right into the 1978 characters. And one of the obviously biggest movie homages in this movie is the Friday the 13th homage, and I even believe I saw somewhere that they actually filmed at the same campground that one of the Friday the 13th movies was actually filmed at. It's really no surprise that this movie takes a lot from the Friday the 13th franchise, even down to the killer having a very similar look and also a similar weapon. The killer in this has an axe, and Jason has a machete, and then also it kind of gives Friday the 13th Part 2, where Jason doesn't have the hockey mask yet, but he kind of has like a sack over his head. And we come to find out that that is kind of what this killer has. Now, let's talk about Camp Nightwing. I thought that this was a really cool setting to have a movie set place in, of course, a slasher. And I don't know, I've never been to like a camp, to actually go to a camp. I have volunteered at camps before, and I ended up doing a lot of work, manual labor on those camps, but I've never actually been a camper. And I don't know, something about the idea of camp is just really fun. One of my favorite shows that got canceled was a show called Camp. I just love the idea, and so I really liked this as a setting for this movie. And as this movie progresses, we do get a little bit more information about the mythology of Sarah Fear and what is actually going on, and that her body is incomplete because she has cut her hand off, and that becomes part of a big plot in this movie, is finding the hand and then also reconnecting it with the body. I did also want to bring up that I thought that this was a really great sister movie. The sisters are like in turmoil. They're kind of like complete opposites. They are fighting at the beginning of this movie, and then as the movie progresses and they're put in these terrible situations, they come together, and I just thought that that was really sweet, and I did like it. So let's talk about the kills now. So the kills were pretty good. I don't think we really had any like really good kills like the bread slicer kill in Part 1, but we did have some pretty decent kills, and they were pretty gory. We did see a lot of the kill itself. Most of the kills weren't off-screen. There were some that were off-screen, and those tended to be when the kids were being killed, because that movie goes here and actually kills some of the child campers, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know if I would have had that choice. I've heard the Friday the 13th series, as far as I know, never actually killed campers. They killed the camp counselors. So that was a little, like, that's a thing that kind of can turn people off of this movie, is that children are being killed. So I don't know necessarily how I feel about that. And let's talk about the music now. So I thought that the music worked really well in this movie. I thought that it was a lot more toned down than 1994, where it seemed like we were getting 90s bangers every second. And this one, it seemed a lot less. I didn't notice it as much. There was callbacks to songs that played earlier in the movie, particularly the song Carry On Wayward Son. That was played quite a bit in this movie at different times, and that's a pretty good song, so I don't really care. But I did think that the music was toned down quite a bit considering the previous movie. I don't know how the music's going to be in 1966, because they're kind of trying to do this like whole keep with the era. Obviously 1666, I don't know what kind of music they would have, so I think it would be interesting to see how that one plays out. I said this in my part 1 of Fear Street. I think that if this series proves to be successful for Netflix, they're going to commission other ones, and this movie led even more to that conclusion. We have a cave scene where we see all these people's names written on the cave wall of all these potential sequels we could have. We could have a whole nother trilogy, and we see some other killers that we don't really know a whole lot about. I think that the series is ripe for continuation if it calls for it. If it's successful enough, Netflix will definitely be like, yeah, let's film 3 more and do another series next year or something like that. So I think that that is a really fun aspect, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to see some more Fear Street movies in the future. And let's talk about the trailer at the end of this movie for Fear Street 1666. It looks like we're gonna have a lot of our actors back playing characters in this new movie, which I actually do enjoy that. I think that that's pretty cool. A lot of those actors are played characters that we like, so I think that it's a good idea to bring those actors back into the last movie, which is pretty far off in timeline to the other 2. And overall, my rating for this movie was a 4 out of 5 stars, and I ended up really liking this one. I liked it a little bit more than the first one. I thought that maybe the kills were a little bit weaker than the first one, but I think the overall package was a lot better. I think that the first one was trying a little bit too much to be a Scream movie, and this one was a little bit more original. I mean, there's the connection to Friday the 13th, but I didn't feel like it was a Friday the 13th movie. But that is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Fear Street Part 2, 1978, whether you liked it, you didn't like it, and why. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.